All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Reaction Time. I wouldn't let Steven skip this episode, so don't let him tell you he was ready for this.
I was born ready.
We're here for this. Steven's here, Eric's here. And we're going to talk some Olympic League of Legends because it's the time of year, a year late, when there's Olympics happening. And even though there's playoffs and other stuff happening soon and finishes of regular seasons and all kinds of stuff, we got to take a moment to talk about the Olympics because this is a common, fun thought experiment to have, and now's as good a time as any is to do it. If League of Legends was an Olympic sport, who would make a given country's Olympic team, and which country would win the gold medal? Is the entire thought experiment. Eric and I have done this many times in the past years to just think it out. And while yes, the answers are probably South Korea and China for the gold and silver medals, there are some things that might surprise you as you look through these. So, this is an American podcast. So, we're going to start by talking about the American team here. And I'm going to start even further catering to Steven here because I want Steven to take the first point. We're going to talk about the starting ADC for Team America. Stixay or tactical, Steven?
It's easy, tactical. Hands down.
All right.
He's the only one that's ready. Like Stixay.
Tactical or Danny?
See, I was kind of thinking that Danny might actually be really, really good to do that. Like tactical is like, I don't know, sleeping right now or something. But Danny, he's hot. He's showing. He wants to go.
Because that's part of the fun with doing this over and over, right? Is it changes depending on current form. And yeah, like Danny's in really hot form right now. Like it's interesting with this position in particular because you have the longtime veteran of international competition in Stixay, who successfully played well enough to get his team into playoffs. You have Tactical, who's probably the closest to the prime of his career of any of these three. And you have Danny, who's the latest hot shit, but is completely untested on the international stage. So I think it's a really interesting little choice right off the bat. Eric, what do you think about the choice between these three?
You know, when it comes down to this kind of a tournament, like, I guess that going for raw mechanics and raw laning presence is definitely the ideal state. So I'd probably actually go with, I'd probably go Danny. I think he's at a more stable lane phase, and he's also been more self-sufficient. So then you can end up, at least this split, more self-sufficient. So then you can feel free to like let whoever your NA support Ashram representative is free to do whatever he needs to do to win the game.
Yeah, and like I honestly think Tactical's probably the safest bet, even if you might need to just ban Tristana out from yourself just to be safe. But like I think the point of balance with him is the right point of what you get out of a tactical pick for this team. Is like I would be a little like as we would talk about if we get to EG taking a world spot from NA. I'm going to be a little bit concerned about Danny's performance at the highest level just because he's so fresh to pro play. And so, like, I think Tactical is the right pick. So that's the AD position. I'm going completely out of order here because my list of links is not great in terms of its organization. Fun fact, as I look through this, I think there are 7 different American junglers that have played in the LCS this split. Most of them have been Academy subs is the problem. But is anyone taking the jungle position from Blabber is the question. Because
I don't know, Blabber's not really
Blabber.
good at international stage.
here are a list of some of the other options. Acadian, Contracts, Dardoch,
Spiga.
Armeo.
I'd have Spiga play for NA. And then Armeo.
Spiga is not listed as a United States-born player.
I think he's Canadian, my guy.
He was born in China, according to Leaguepedia. And but
so sorry, he's ineligible.
Oh boy.
Womp womp.
So I
I think it would be hilarious to send Dardoch just for fun.
He's not even playing right now. Is the funny thing.
He's coaching. That counts. He's still active. Dardoch's coach? Question marks? Or
Yeah, and again, it. There's interesting potential, and Armeo would be another option who's played a couple of games this split. But I think you could maybe construct an argument for Acadian, but it's Blabber. It's just Blabber.
Yeah. As long as the meta doesn't shift on him during the middle.
Well, yeah,
all AP
that's
junglers,
right?
Yeah.
Morgana's coming back.
I don't think anyone else is close enough to risk. You don't have any safe internationally tested option, right? Acadian has played for a while for a variety of teams and done okay, but
didn't Armeo go?
I guess Armeo played. Did he play at Worlds or at MSI at least? Maybe
he played at an MSI when he was Greg.
Yeah, as Greg, he did. Yeah, he's done internationally. I mean, he's like a tank player. He's solid. I mean, you put Grig or Armeo and Afromu to roam around with Danny being self-sufficient. Ooh.
The problem then, you got a good framework cooking there, is NA mids.
Mm-hmm.
But it's where you have to pick that potential thing, right? So options in the league: Yusui, Palafox, Insanity, Demonte, Pobelter.
I have a biased opinion.
I suspect that you do.
I think it's time. Tanner time.
Yeah. It's Tanner time?
I think it's Tanner time.
I don't know, honestly.
What?
I might pick Palafox.
Yeah, he's doing okay. But he's untested.
Palafox and Yusui are both in that camp of up and coming, have been really now that Licorice is out of FlyQuest, they actually started looking like a team, which is very fascinating when you think about how that roster was assembled. And Palafox has looked better. And then Yusui's not been terrible. I don't know. I think I'd agree with Tanner time though, just because you want a clear strategy, because that is how the American team stands a chance to win games at this tournament.
You have 3 flavors of cheddar cheese and you're rotated out.
Yeah, a very clear game plan. We are going to take Rift Herald on spawn, 6 minutes, 14, or is it 12? Whatever the second one spawns. We're going to take it every time. We're going to leave our ADC bot lane and have roaming support. We're going to have the death squad going through of Tanner time plus Afromu plus Dardoch or
the problem is you're setting up a team to work around Rift Herald that has Blabber as its starting jungler. What are you doing?
No, you don't. We're making an argument for no Blabber.
We're making an argument for maybe bringing in toxic Dardoch, because you also want to bring the spice for this Olympic drama, what's the Olympic event if you don't have 2 people trying to collude to get the gold medal, or people dropping off for mental health reasons, probably because their jungler is flaming the shit out of them in practices. You have to add spice to this as the American team.
So here's the timeline. You take Blabber, but he benches himself. So who's the sub? It's got to be Armeo, the king sub.
It's Acadian.
No. I mean, you have some big beefy boys if you have Acadian and Tanner time. The Swole Squad. Those are the Olympians of League of Legends.
Man, also, there's really nobody for support other than Afro.
It is only Afro. Support
That's
is
how
so
bad this was.
easy.
I Man, like you look through the list of American supports on here, and it's a lot of them have just retired, and there's nobody else.
Well, and I think that
And
says
even the
something
ones in
when
Academy are like not good.
we're having an easier time getting an NA mid to the Olympics than
Like
NA support.
the support pool is worse than the mid pool is right now,
Yeah.
which I would not have expected without looking through
Wait,
this.
where's
That's
Hakuo?
insane.
Did he retire?
He's done.
Yeah, he's done. Yeah.
Like losing Hakuho and Zazel both
Yeah.
is like it's just Afro.
Nobody picked up Zazel. He's not sitting on an academy team
Nope,
somewhere?
he's
Is
nowhere.
Diamond NA or Canadian? Or sorry, is he Canadian or US? Like, because
He's not
Diamond is
US.
like, okay, because like Diamond is like the other player who's come up like through scene who's
There's
been on the starting roster.
nobody.
Yeah.
What?
Vulcan, right? Or is Vulcan Canadian?
Vulcan's definitely Canadian.
Okay. Oh right, he wore the flag. Yeah.
Yeah, Vulcan's
'Cause, like,
definitely Canadian.
Because
Like
Vulcan was like
there
the
is there
native
are
talent support.
Afro is the only American support.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
so this is a shout out for when we should like look at like LATAM teams, right? Because
Mhm.
Chime's going to be on a strong team potentially. Jose
Yeah.
Dioto. on a strong
Isles
team
is
potentially.
gonna be good on a team next year. That's my
Yeah.
call.
Yeah. So let's see. So Afromu, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Afromu. We talked about AD. We talked about mid lane.
We talked about everything except top. And top, we've got it's weak, but it's there. So you could for Steven, we could pull out the Jenkins.
I
Have the
think Jenkins is a
experience.
really good idea. TBH.
I would rather play Revenge, who I
I'd
think
play
is
Revenge.
probably almost the default. It's Revenge, Solo, and Fake God are your choices.
Ooh.
So like
if we're wait, are we running Demonte for sure? Because Demonte and Solo would be pretty good synergy right out the gate.
Are we running an old Dig team back if we do
Yeah,
Demonte,
we're just running
Acadian,
back old
Solo?
Dig.
Yes.
You know,
Demonte, Acadian, Solo, Afromu, like
Yeah.
we're just trying to build Dignitas, which is probably about the level this team is gonna play at.
Oh man.
I believe, sir, you're saying this team is clutch. Yeah.
Wow.
Man, that's not a very good team.
They can beat TSM.
I don't think so.
Wait, didn't Clutch like kick TSM out of their first playoffs ever or something like that? Did I just meme wrongly?
They knocked him down to lower bracket. Yeah.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
right.
a
Okay,
big
so
deal.
no, let's move on. Could this team beat Team Canada? Since we keep running into Canadian players here.
Yeah, let's talk about Canada.
So Canada, Licorice is starting top lane.
There's no other options?
Other options are Darshan.
Oh, man,
Tenacity
Darshan's-
from 100 Thieves Academy.
Oof.
That's about it.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, so Licorice.
So
This isn't bad.
So Licorice is your top laner. Vulcan, Smoothie, Diamond.
Oh wow. So like, all three of the best at
Yeah.
native support.
Because they're so nice.
Yeah. Well, okay. It's deep. All right. Yeah. Yeah. And so Vulcan, and then we have mid lane. Oh my gosh.
Canada
Is it
mid.
RJS?
Oh, they've got a Blaze Olive.
Oh,
Okay.
Blaze. Yeah. 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 And then
So you
Blaze Olive, like, all right. We got
then
Jungle.
let's see. Jungle might
Probably
be the weak
Fnatic.
spot. They're playing
Fnatic's pretty good. Like, Cyber's okay. Tomio's pretty good. I might go Tomio over Fnatic. Yeah.
I think Tomio's, or if you're going for the meme, you just play Tarzan.
Yes.
That would be hilarious. Onda is also an option.
Yeah.
like Onda's the most
It's weaker than the rest of them
verified.
because you don't have a clear LCS starting player.
Yeah, but like I'd probably go either like Fnatic's pretty good from the lower circuit as well as
And then you have Tomio and
Tomio's good too. I'd
Tomio
probably go.
and Anda from.
I'd probably go Anda because like
Anda's proven. Like
Anda's really proven. And then for AD, you've got like Johnson on the table. You've got
You want veteran experience.
Shoryu,
Turtle.
Turtle. Yeah, I'd go Turtle.
Yeah.
Like, just
for
snap
branding,
Turtle.
like you gotta think about the Olympic team marketing. Like this is all ad space. You gotta put Turtle space up
this
there.
team, it's Licorice and a Blaze Olive, Turtle or Johnson and Vulcan. That beats the US team easy.
Yeah.
Not close. Like that.
Pretty over. Yeah. And
The
like,
US team might be the worst team we talk about.
Rest
I'm
in
not
peps.
convinced that it's not. Because as we start to look at the EU countries here, let alone Korea and China, it's going to be interesting. For example, Eric, you want to talk about Sweden?
yeah. So team captain Reckless done. Move on. Like, so the one spot Sweden did look weaker, air quotes, was in jungle. Fortunately, we got bailed out. This is the secret sauce for why SK really swapped treats to jungle for this split, is so that they could have an LEC starting jungler on the Swedish national team.
Easy peasy.
So
Yeah, there's not a lot there in the Sweden pool.
yeah, as far as jungle goes, but like
Yeah.
mid lane is Larson, so it's like, let's just stack up some candidates here. And then they've got, they've got world's finalist Promise Q at support. Yeah. So
Man, I would consider playing Hustlin from the lower circuit.
Hustlin, yeah. Like I've kind of seen that matchup though, in EU Masters, and like I'd still go Promise Q. He hasn't looked great on Astralis, but like I'd pick him over Hustlin, I think. And then
play Finn in top.
And then Finn in top, yeah. And there are other options in top lane, but like Finn has the most experience and like is like, looking to play on a good team.
Cryze is the other top league option, right?
Yeah.
And like Cryze playing for Excel, technically probably a better team than CLG, but
Cryze is playing on a better team than CLG, yes. However, like not the carry of that team at all. Like the carries of Excel have been Markoon now that he's in jungle and nuked. Just like, and then I forget who they have at support right now, but it's like that core is really what was carrying that roster. So like I would still go Finn. But yeah, like that's a better team than US, and it's probably a better team than Canada by a substantial margin. Like I'd love watching Larson lane against. Yeah. Top side of the map is going to be where we see like some big divide on some of these teams.
Well, I think they're going to be better than the UK team.
Probably.
So the UK team, you take the ADC from K Corp, X-Matty.
X-Matty, he was pretty good.
You take which Dan is that? Oh, he used to play for Excel. He's played in the top league. You take him.
Dan, yeah.
Oh no, you take Maxlore.
I'd take Maxlore, but like Dan's got some pretty good range. So
but Maxlore.
Maxlore, like that's
was Maxlore on the Misfits team that almost took SKT? Okay, yeah.
They
definitely
won a game against SKT, yeah.
No, not won a game, took them to 5, didn't they?
Yep.
Yeah.
They've got nobody for mid lane.
They have to
they have to make Cage Roll unroll swap and come back to competitive play to play mid. Like that's where we're at. Is I think Cage Roll's probably a better option than any of their other players for mid lane.
Pulling people out of retirement. Let's go.
That's the benefit of like a world tournament though, is Cage Roll can do it. Like.
Because then like you'll have Alfari. So like
if he wants to play,
real actual good player, but then like you're pulling Max Lore, who's playing an EU Masters level after playing the LCS for a while. You're pulling Kasing, who's playing an EU Masters level after playing an LCS player. You're playing Cage Roll out of retirement.
Yeah.
So
it's down a tier definitely.
Yeah.
Like a better sleeper team, if we were going for it, would be Romania, because then you have Odo and Xerxes for your top side of the map, and then you just like. You just don't look below top side of the team as much, because it's not as.
There is a similar problem with Team Croatia. I will tell you that right now, because Team Croatia has one of the 5 best players in the world and no one else. Because you go to Team Croatia, right? You got Perks. You're fine. You got Sacre and Limit.
Sacre and Limit are pretty good. Like that's actually not a bad spot to
That's
build
3 out of 5,
around.
but then you need a jungler and an ADC, and boy,
I haven't watched any of these players, I don't think.
there's just not much there for the other 2 spots. Like, this is the kind of thing that maybe, like, if there's a European qualification tournament, maybe Perks can solo carry deadweight jungle and AD into the tournament, but they're going to be really bad at the tournament.
Yeah.
Like, it would be a tremendous upset.
I've seen Darkrai play, who's like another top laner. So maybe they would end up in the double down roll swap category, where like, they have like 2 top laners and one of them covers another lane in order to like get through this. It wouldn't surprise me, because like League is definitely a sport where you could have a player on second role if they're just that much better than like their backup in that spot.
And I'll give you a similar one to Romania in terms of sleeper potential. In the spirit of the Olympic basketball this year, Slovenia is having their first real appearance in the Olympic basketball tournament, is in the semifinals. Slovenia has a sick bottom side of the map. You have Nemesis, Crown Shot Mickey.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And nothing else.
We're so close.
But, like, that's a bottom side of the map that can carry you a long distance if you let it.
Like, Deluxe. Yeah. Yeah.
That's my favorite sleeper that I found so far. I think Slovenia is a fun one.
Yeah.
But we could talk about the bigger countries. Like, for example, here's a NA hypothetical for you. Who should Germany's starting mid laner be? PoE or Abadaga?
Abadaga.
I disagree.
Why? On what grounds?
Veteran experience.
Veteran experience, yeah. Like PoE, like has just been around.
Okay, but then who's the rest of the team then?
Experience, like.
But who's better?
Let's see. So bot
who finished top of the league?
Barely.
Man, I see Candy Panda on this list. Wow.
Because then you take Upset at AD, which is sick.
Yeah, Upset. So you got Upset. You got PoE probably. Gilius in jungle.
Gilius in the jungle. Yep.
Yeah.
But we're worried about veteran experience. Where's the X factor here?
You play Lilip in support, I guess.
Kaiser.
Oh, yeah. Kaiser. Yes, much better. And then Broken Blade top?
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, Broken Blade. Yeah,
That's
yeah, that seems sick, actually.
That's a really good team.
I think I like them over Sweden, actually. Like, yeah, that seems sick. Especially with Gilius. Yeah, I'm digging that team over Sweden now, as far as ones we
Gilius is the
about.
weakest link of that team, and that's not a bad place to be at all.
Like, no, you want Gilius as your weak link, because when
Yeah.
Gilius is your weak link, that's when he plays Sejuani, and then he like somehow is invading and 1v1ing the enemy jungler at level 5.
No, and you definitely play PoE over Abbedagge because PoE and Gilius have played together before. Like,
Assuming there's no bad blood because Gilius got benched from that team like both times that it happened.
Well,
wasn't his fault. But no, Germany's that's a very solid team in European qualification. Let's look at France. Adam in top lane,
yes.
probably. Adam in top lane, Hans Sama and AD.
Yeah.
Who's the mid? Are you a weak mid spot, friends? You could play Nuclear Int. K-Corp's mid laner, Sakin.
Sakin's pretty good, but like I'd prefer for something more. I know there's an option. I am just
Vethio?
like Vethio. Oh, I'd play Vethio. Yeah.
Vethio is probably the best one.
Yeah. And then like I'm really curious about support personally with
Right. Who he was born in France.
That's hilarious.
Got him.
That's actually true. I remember that. He has triple nationality.
Like,
and he's probably the best choice.
Well, like I was curious about it because like Steelback is an option from like people who have been there historically, and then the real questions about like Yellow Star, you know? It's
Yellow Star.
Is the return to Yellow Star?
Playing.
I thought he was like an owner or whatever.
He went to coaching and said, well, like when Paris Saint-Germain was still in the French league, he was like the like figurehead for that org. Now PSG is PSG Talon, and so now he's playing on LDLC and getting teams into like EU Masters knockout stage. So
he's getting that check.
Yeah. So yeah. Oh, and top lane's Cabo for France, right?
Or Adam.
Or Adam.
You
Yeah.
go old blood or new blood.
Yeah, like one of the starting top laners for K Corp. Yeah. Man. Yeah, Adam or Cabo is good, and then I was looking at jungle, and like, oh gosh, I thought I saw.
Skeens has played top level, but wasn't very good.
It's Skeens and Yoko, or like some of the.
And yeah, Yoko's played a really long time at top level as well. Yeah. So jungle, another place where jungle's the weak spot.
That's why everybody's role swapping jungle.
Well, let's fix that. Let's go look at Denmark. Because how many Danish junglers are better than all of the other junglers we've talked about so far? Broxa. Obvious. Santorin. Svenskeren.
Yep, there they are. We found the junglers. They're hiding in Denmark.
That's 5. Who are better than basically every other jungler we've talked about so far. Who's your starting jungler for Denmark, Eric?
Gosh, I don't know. I don't know. Wait.
Is it Svenskeren?
Where's sorry, did you say Inspired and I missed it, or is he not from there? Where?
I did not say him because I don't think he's from there.
I gotta pull this list up again. There's too
I think
many
it's Svenskeren, don't you think?
It's probably Svenskeren.
Current form, it's Sven, yeah.
Yeah, like Tink's getting benched, like kind of put him on the back burner because Tinks is even like a fair option as far as this list goes. Like, and is still better than some of these teams. So
but it's Svenskeren.
You take Svenskeren in jungle.
Yeah, or Broxa. I don't know. I might take Broxa. Like, I know that people are like, no, on current form, but like, you know, when I'm thinking of this team, I'm going for people who have been in Worlds finals, like above most other qualifications.
Okay, Caps or Jensen?
Oh man,
Caps.
It's Caps.
Like,
yeah.
So you have Svenskeren and Caps. Sven or Kabi in bot lane?
Sven. and
Yeah.
Wonder top, by the way. Like, this is getting really close to G2.
Awfully close.
I fancy that.
Yeah.
And then is support. Oh, it supports their weak spot. I remember that from previous things.
I'm looking through this list to see if I like.
Oh
Is
no,
it
do they?
Jezzy's? Is
Do
it
they
just
have?
Jezzy's?
Is this the best choice?
It might be.
I think Jesus is the best choice, which is the. It might be enough to not let them meddle.
I don't know. Like, Jezzy's is really good at like at being on good teams and letting them do what they need to do.
So
Like,
it's Wonder Svenskeren, Caps, Sven, Jesus is the team.
also really strong.
So you stick Svenskeren and Jesus on G2, basically, and
Yeah.
it's downgrades, but not that much.
It's like budget season.
Like another really
And you have
good.
all the you have all the carry roles too.
Yeah.
Like,
I found where Inspired is.
I found him.
Speaking of other regions that have multiple good junglers, for Team Poland, do you go with self-made, Yankos, or Inspired? Hint, it's
God.
Inspired, but
ugh. Boy, that depends on what the rest of the team is, don't you think?
yeah. So like, if we look at mid lane for there's like it's probably still Checolad, I think. I don't remember if there's
Chocolate.
like a really good like Polish mid that I'm missing. Looking through the list.
Uh, uh, oh, see, you know what's better?
What?
I think that their best ADC might still be Woolite.
Yeah, it's still Woolite. It's definitely still Woolite.
It's him or Lucker for AGO. Those are the two choices, I
It's
think.
Woolite. And then it's like probably Jack Troll at support, I think, unless I'm missing somebody.
So
Mystique's is Poland. Oh, Vander. Never mind. It's Vander. So it's like Vander Woolite back at it again with inspired in jungle, and then like they have top lane.
not much.
It's just Melanic from Big or
It's
Sinback from
aggressive.
EDO. Aggressivu? Yeah. Oh wait, he's in. Yeah. I'd go Aggressivu too, I think, but like.
So with that team, play self-made.
Because you want the carry jungler?
Carry.
Yeah.
Like
That's
with
fair.
that team, you play self-made. So it's aggressive self-made, Checolad, Woolite, Vander.
Yeah.
You play self-made. Like you need somebody to carry. And I think it's like I don't think Yankos would be good with that team.
No.
So that's a fit thing that's interesting. What else haven't we talked about?
Why is Kyrgyz labeled a top laner? I'm so confused.
Because he is
He
nowadays.
played top lane.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And jungle.
I thought it was coaching. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know enough of the Spanish players, which is a bad sign for them being good.
Going to Spain.
Elyoya.
It's Elyoya, yep. Going through the list.
It's Elyoya. It might just be.
Legolas isn't terrible. Legolas is not terrible.
Oh man, seeing some of these team names scrolling through like G2 Arctic. It's been a minute.
Supa's not bad either. Also Vega. Vega's pretty good. I'd probably go. Oh, but that's Giants Academy. Yeah, it's probably Legolas. That bot. And then
I have not watched enough EU Masters to know this well.
And then Elyoya. And then going through mid lane. Probably Hydra from G2 Arctic. Causes. Mini Dukes, okay. Searches. Yeah. Probably Hydra. Yeah, they're not looking too great.
Yeah,
Is this a you have Carlos play mid lane? Is that where we're at?
It legitimately might be is the problem. I don't know
Yeah.
how much he's kept his fingers up.
He played in the Valorant tournament. So
like there used to be more Spanish players in the league, but that's El Yoga is the only one that's gotten to the top level. And
Trimby's good, so they have a good support, and so they have good support. They have a good jungler.
They're like Spain and Italy are both going to have the problem where they have one really recognizable player because Italy has Jizuke and nothing else.
It's the Antonio for top lane for Spain, by the way, which is really funny to me. But yeah.
But like they have if you don't play attention to the EU's Masters Leagues or an academy or whatever, you have one player that you recognize. So like that's even a tier below like your Slovenias and your Romanias for Spain and Italy, which in a traditional sense is like, oh, you expect the big countries to have the players, but those haven't been the countries to be pushing at the top level of stuff. All right, let's have the fun discussion before we fully run out of time. Let's talk about the South Korean national team.
Uh-oh.
Or is Core JJ the best South Korean support at current date? Because the answer might be yes, is the thing. Oh God, it won't even let me list. Okay, this is gonna be harder.
Too many pages, yeah. Well, so I do think so because it's like who are your backups for behind Core? Is it like Kyria?
It's Kyria for sure.
Like Beryl has not been at a spot where I would put Beryl in this.
Well, and that's the form thing, right? If we do this 6 months ago, it's Beryl with no questions asked.
Are there any players that are like that are in the LPL who would be up for discussion for support?
I'm gonna go look. We're gonna go look at support. Oh, goddamn Senna games.
They're ruining everything. How will we sell our Senna skins if she's not being played in the LCS?
Yeah, because like I Aiming's on this list because he played Senna. Ugh.
I guess that counts. You're now support. You're support now.
Yeah, like
it's like all right. So I'm looking through it.
It's area. It's Kyria and maybe Life, I guess.
But it's Beryl.
Like Kyria, Life, Effort, Lehens are the interesting options from the Eastern leagues, and I would rather play Core than all of them.
Yes.
Like
yes. He's a world champion.
You might get better mechanics, I guess, or like a more interesting champion pool from some of the other ones, but Core's a better player.
Yeah. Well, who are you pairing him with then? Does it matter?
It's
Ghost?
just
No,
Ruler, isn't it? It's just Ruler, right? It's got to just be Ruler. Or not, yeah, Ruler, right? Like, for AD? Like, or would you take Viper? Because Viper or Ruler are like the two options.
Current form Duckdom?
I guess, but
Prince? Like the LCK hipster in me says Duckdom and Prince would both be very interesting. The actual answer is you just play Ruler Core JJ.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally. Go with the world champion bot lane.
Don't make it complicated.
Yeah, Ruler Core JJ. They've played together before. They're great. You know, like, yes, Viper's good. Yes, Amin's good. Yes, these other bot laners who play in leagues that I don't watch are good, but like,
All right. Do you know what the mid lane pick is?
is it? Who are you gonna say? Because like, man, mid lane. Like it. I mean, if it's not Chovy, then it's like there's so many options. Because you're gonna give some hipster name instead of like rookie, and who's not been great on current form. I don't think you're saying
You're gonna give the
Doinby.
best mid laner in the LPL, and it's Doinby.
It's Doinby. Okay.
It's Doinby. That's the answer.
Man, Doinby as the pick is some spice. What's fascinating to me is like I don't think that like South Korean org would pick him for that spot, which is fascinating.
Problem, but he's the best choice.
Jungle is also fascinating.
They would pick Chovy.
Yeah.
Like they'd pick Chovy or Faker, and probably Chovy.
Probably
And
Chovy, but like,
But
Doinby
Doinby's the right answer.
Doinby would be
Doinby's
the right answer.
Doinby's been the best player in the LPL this split.
Then top lane and jungle are also fascinating because it's probably Canyon for jungle, but like, you know, Kanavi and Tarzan are there.
Speaking of LPL picks, I'm taking Kanavi.
Yeah, because like Kanavi and Tarzan are there, but like Canyon's really good. And
you know
then
who else has been really good? Peanut. Peanut's been awesome this split.
Yeah, so like Peanut would be a good choice. Like there's a lot of stuff there. And then top lane is also really fun, like, cause like, there's where the Shy comes into the picture and Nuggery.
We're not my. You know, IG missed playoffs, right?
Yeah.
For the first time since 2014, and the Shy and Rookie are both probably retiring in disgrace.
Yeah.
Like they're not getting picked. I'm taking Summit.
Summit, okay. Who's looked good? Like, I'd probably still go Nuggery, but like, like that's another fun one.
Yeah. So like, if I'm being about as hipster as possible, it's Summit. It's my team is Summit, Summit, Kanavi, Doinby, Ruler Core.
Right.
Or Duck Dom Core. Like if I'm being as hipster as possible, I'm taking Duck Dom. But Ruler Core is too good. You can't pass up on that. Or like you go the history side, and you just take like, if you're trying to do like the old man game and get your boys out of military service, you take Khan, you take Faker. There's no good. Oh, Khan, Peanut, Faker, Core, Ruler is the veteran picks. And that's still a really good team.
Yeah, it's kind of yucky. I don't think they play well together, but
right, like now, the only question I have for Eric is, are you taking Zhao Hu as the Chinese top laner?
So hear me out. Like how I would build this roster is to take as many of the brain-free roles as possible for this team from top esports. And so you play 3-6-9, you play Jackie Love, and you play Knight. And then you pick a support and a jungler who know what they're doing. Fill in the gaps. And you just take top esports to this world tournament. Because I'm of the opinion that for these tournaments, you take raw mechanical skill and you just hope to smash them. And that's what you should do as the Chinese national team.
Man.
So you just take top esports for as many roles as possible. So forget, Zhao Hu, forget Zoom, forget these top laners who require play styles or have certain stuff. You take 3-6-9, you take Jackie Love, you take Knight, and then you take maybe Mako with support.
I disagree because I think Zoom is a better mechanical player than 3-6-9.
I'm rolling it. That's my opinion on this roster. So you take Mako at support.
I agree with you on Jackie Love and Knight, but I'm taking Zoom over 3-6-9.
Okay. And then depending on how you want to play it, you either take Bless at jungle, who was the only carry on. Is he on TT or Ultra Prime? I always forget.
You take Tien.
Nah, You could, but
He
like,
takes Tien in the jungle.
see, I'd want to take the Rek'Sai one trick and just really hope to stick it to him. Like that's my game plan on this. Is just like I'm gonna raw win the game by like 5 minutes, every lane, all the time, and like good luck, have fun, South Korean team. How are you gonna deal with this? Here you're playing like your old man roster with like Faker and a bag of and a bag of rocks, and then like here's just like every lane is gonna hard shove all the time. You're, no time for you to have strategy or map rotations. Forget that. This is over.
Yeah, I think I just want Tien and Lumao.
Lumao is also a smart option.
I
But
think I
not as
want
fun.
Tien and Lumao.
I would really take Mako, I think, just from current form and EDG. Especially with like a PP God falling off, who would have been my, breakout support from last
You could
split.
have argued the pick,
Yeah.
but like
Cold also has been really surprising to me.
and I wish I can't argue with Jackie Love. I don't think I can argue with Knight.
Yeah.
Like
So-
if you want it, if I were to build the hipster team China, right? Zoom is not a hipster pick, but Zoom is who I'm building my team around. So we take Zoom, we take Tien, we take Krem from OMG.
Oh, you take Krem, yeah.
You take Quan Feng and hope for a resurgence in form. And then you take man, I really want to take PP God, but you just can't. He's too bad.
Yeah, see, I'd take LWX over Wang Fan probably.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and LWX is the objectively better choice. Like, I guess maybe Crisp.
maybe Crisp. Crisp is not a terrible option. Like, support is also pretty deep for China.
Like, that's the thing. If you take Tien and Crisp and like have that be somewhat of the core of your team, that makes sense because then you have a jungle support that have played together a bunch.
So I'm gonna just stop you right here, because my problem with your play around Zoom team construction that you're going for over my every lane just wins at level 5 strat is like, will your team beat PSG Talon, which is the Taiwanese team, which is going to this tournament? Will they be able to beat PSG Talon, aka Flash Wolves, who just shows up? Where it's Hanabi, it's River, it's Maple, it's Sword Art, actually, probably it's support. And then I forget their AD carry's name, but it's basically just an improved version of PSG Talent who shows up yet again at this tournament. Because I don't think they do. I think you need to just stop them in every lane if you want to be able to beat them.
Team Taiwan, let me look at you. Because you do probably take Sword Art.
And I think you take River over Karsa, which is like...
Which is sad, but...
Yeah.
But true.
Oh man, I wish Betty hadn't gone and played for Rogue Warriors and been bad.
Yeah.
Because that would be the easy bot lane pick.
That would, in fact, be yet another former Flash Wolves ADC.
Oh, and then... Oh man, which mid do you take, though?
Well, I said Maple.
I think Fofo is better on current form.
Oh, Fofo is an option.
I think Fofo is better on current form.
Oh yeah, I'd be okay with taking Fofo.
Yeah, so like I think
But like a part of me is like it's just Flash Wolves. You just play Flash Wolves. Like, none of these teams are going to have the coordination to take you out. Just show up. Oh, Uniboy is also an option.
And that's the current form argument of this. I think Fofo has been in the best form of any of them, so that's
Yeah,
who I'm
Fofo.
taking.
And then, oh man, and Xiaoxi too. Oh,
Yep.
Sword Art or Xiaoxi? Probably Sword Art for this split. Yeah, man, these are like, my point is that the Taiwanese team is also really good. I don't know about um like they've got to be a top 4, and and that makes it very scary.
If we pick semifinals, right, to kind of wrap this up, China and Korea are going to be in the semifinals. You think Taiwan are going to be in the semifinals. I think the best other team we came up with was Germany.
Poland?
Germany looked really strong. Poland was okay, but then they had a few roster weaknesses.
Yeah.
Where like they were going to like more of the like their and then also their Masters League or EU Masters level players were not as good necessarily as the German
Yeah,
gaps.
I think the German team was the best of the European teams, which I would not have called going into looking through these. Because then if you go to top 8 and where the upset's going to happen, I think that Slovenia team that we found stands a really good chance to upset some people from the bottom of this team. I think we didn't talk about them, but I would never underrate a Vietnamese team going into this for similar reasons to the Taiwanese team. Is you just bring
SOFM.
Bring SOFM, and you put SOFM with the GAM Esports roster,
Easy.
and that's a very good team. All of a sudden, you have the French team, you have that Romanian team you came up with, and then maybe Team Canada.
Maybe Canada.
Maybe Team Canada. We've talked through enough teams at this point. I think that the American team is going 0-4 in group stage and going out sad.
Sad
They
lads.
probably lose to OS, you know.
You gotta get that quick ticket.
Simple truth.
Hey, we need to talk about the Australian team. Because here's the thing about the Australian team at this point. So let's talk through this. FBI starting ADC.
It's maybe Bobip in jungle, right? I'd probably do Bobip over Pabu.
I would probably do Bobip over Pabu at this point. If you take an option that hasn't jumped over, because none of them have come over. Peace had a decent season. Sybil, it would be the interesting legacy option because he's probably been around the longest of almost any of them.
Triple in mid, most likely. Yeah.
Triple or would you take triple over Ioma?
Yes.
I have to propose it. I'm obliged to do so. TL Academy's mid laner Harry is also from the Osh.
Oh, that's fair. I thought Triple looked better from what I saw of watching lower tier play. Could be team things.
Triple's probably the right choice, and then
Isles.
I would play Destiny over Isles.
Destiny over Isles. Fair enough. Oh, you're right. Yeah, and then Fudge. Yeah, most likely Fudge over Tally, or
yeah, that's
Bio Panther.
That's as good as the Team Canada team.
Yeah.
Easily.
and better than the American team.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Like, but as we point out, another team that's weakest spot is jungle again. So I think we've exposed the weakness that in this format, having a good jungler might be the key to actually doing well, because so many don't.
Yeah, exploit it.
Yeah, that's what we've
We've
learned
unlocked
today.
forbidden knowledge. Careful.
No countries have good junglers except for like 3 of them, including Poland, who has nobody else good.
And then they're like stacked. Yeah, it's like this region has
It's
like
either
5
nothing,
like top tier junglers.
Denmark and Poland have 8 top-tier junglers between them, and like no other European countries have any good ones. Sweden only has a good one because they role swapped him. That's hilarious. Yeah, and like there's like you look at it that way, and you almost have to like, if you look back at the American team, you almost have to like take Palafox and hope for upside. Like you can take the Swole Boys and lose, or you almost would have to view this Olympics as a developmental tournament and take your rookies and let them get experience on the big stage and get their asses kicked.
Hey, that'd be pretty cool for like the first round of esports in the Olympics. I'd
Yeah,
take that.
just not necessarily go in to lose, but go in with the highest upside possible picks. So like, don't take Turtle, don't take Demonte, don't take all the dudes that have been around for forever. Take as many rookie high upside players as you can and get them experience at the highest level.
Yep. Yep.
That's what I would do if I were the chairman of the American League of Legends Olympic
team.
Committee. Well, and like we did see it was at the Asian Games. This happened a couple of years ago, and the South Korean team won. Not a surprise, but it's one of those things that it's probably far away, but it's something that we could see in our lifetimes.
Oh yeah.
Because like there continue to be things added to the Olympics. Like this year, skateboarding, for example, is one of the new additions to it. It seemed like a big hit to people. It's appealing to youth. You have for example, in the women's skateboarding, you have in the street area of it, medals won by a 13-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 16-year-old. In the park, female skateboarding, you have top of qualifying yesterday, a 13-year-old, a 16-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 15-year-old. Like, it's the Olympics is still adapting to the youths, if you will. And skateboarding was a thing for the youth 20 years ago. So it might take time, but
as long as they keep that horse stuff in there, like, then I think anything's possible. Like, I'm sorry, the horse stuff always drives me up a wall. Like, I get like it's not like an easy thing to do, but if like, are you really like, was the horse born in like, or they could count it as a competitor? Like,
and it's like when you see those surveys go around, like, what Olympic sport could you actually perform at a high level? The horse stuff might be the most realistic thing for a lot of people, because you have to just get good at horse stuff and not get into incredible physical shape. Like we talked about this at dinner tonight. I was out for dinner with relative friend of the program, Grizzledurf, before the program tonight, and we were talking about like volleyball. There is an outer limit to how good I could ever possibly be at volleyball because I am 5'7". That doesn't necessarily hinder me when I'm racing a horse.
might help you.
Well, technically, it's almost the opposite for the horse stuff, where me being 6'4" like almost disqualifies me from the horse competitions because I'm just too big.
What about the dancing
then,
horse stuff?
Yeah.
The prancing.
The prancing. That's not a speed thing. That's just getting your horse to do the dancing.
But then, like, beyond that, it's like I could maybe do fencing because I don't have to move that much or that fast, but probably not. But I can do esports.
I could be an esport.
And then, if there was a United States Olympic team, you know what they would need, Steven?
Merch.
They need sick merch.
They would need good merch. Get your funky merch at the Funky store, and that's a great way to show your pride and support the esports, to do the esports things. Um, like this nice Overwatch shirt, because people might still play Overwatch by the time Olympics happen. Maybe Overwatch 4 or whatever.
Overwatch. Never heard of it. An old wooden ship.
From the olden times of hero shooters.
All right. Eric, what are your final thoughts?
My final thought is that if any esports do end up in the Olympics, I would like for my other favorite activities that I'm really good at to show up at the Olympics, such as building a house of cards. I think that would be a great Olympic event, and I could definitely build several stories.
Real quick, so that we have a little content for the kids here. Steven, who wins EG Dig this weekend?
Yeah. Oh, EG. I think
3-0?
No, they'll drop a game. They'll
Like
drop a
3-1?
game. Yeah.
Eric, who wins EG Dig this weekend?
I have absolutely no clue. I have absolutely no clue anyone who wins anything in the entirety of LCS playoffs. This is going to be a complete fiesta. I have no idea who's going to Worlds. I have no idea who's winning any given series. Let's go, boys. I'm going to say EG, though.
Coward, EG 3-0, baby. Easy. Steven, speaking of picking to your fandom, who wins C9 TL on Sunday?
TL. They're going to run it back after the loss. The loss was just a false sense of security. Easy peasy.
Eric,
It's going to go all 5 games, though, unfortunately.
who wins C9 TL on Sunday?
I'm going to say C9. However, like I said already, I have no idea who wins literally anything in the entirety of this playoff bracket. I have no idea who's going to Worlds.
C9 3-0, easy clap.
Disgusting. I want to hear that. Get that out of here.
and with the way the bracket's sitting down, that means TL ain't going to Worlds.
That would be so
boy.
upsetting spaghetti. I can't even.
Because the bracket did set up so that one of C9 TL and TSM is going to have a sad day.
I hope it's TSM. That'd be great.
That'd be really funny if they won the regular season, but I don't think it's going to roll like that.
Oh, man. I hope so.
Elsewhere, we're not going to bother to talk about any other leagues right now, but by the time we're done, all the other leagues are going to be done and have their playoff spots set. So it's moving right along towards World season. A notable viewing experience this weekend that I will point out for you, as I alluded to earlier in the podcast. Saturday, early in the morning, 4 a.m., IG against TT. There's a very good chance that is the last competitive game in Rookie and the Shy's careers. So it might be worth watching, because they've both said the Shy has said that he's going to retire when Rookie retires, and Rookie's said that if they fail to make playoffs, he's done, and they have been eliminated from playoff contention. So this really might be it for one absolute legend of the game. So might be worth your time to check out how it goes. Beyond that, you have the LCK still going for another 2 damn weeks. I'm not even going to bother to talk about them.
LEC playoffs are happening. Or are
is LEC actually in playoffs yet?
Yeah, they're locked. It's on the.
But they don't start this weekend.
They don't start yet. Yeah,
they have another week between them, so maybe we'll have time to record another episode next week and talk some playoff talk. But we'll see, because our recording schedule is ephemeral. Boom, big words. Go to the link tree, click on the links, watch the content. What games are being played these days, boys?
Oh boy, Donkey Kong Country is reaching its peak potential. There's some intense Pokemon Nuzlocke coming up. And then I think some new series are going to be coming up soon. But if you haven't, we completed Sonic on the channel, so that's a good watch through. That complete playthrough. One step closer to not being a video game poser. So good stuff all around.
And now for a twist on our usual closing question of the day. Steven, what have you been playing in Pokemon Unite?
Yes, I am a one-trick Slowbro main. Because he's too thick and he can't be
What's the
stopped.
deep Slowbro attack? Spoil it for the viewers.
You actually run Amnesia. Telekinesis is a chimp bait. You don't need it. You just need to be invincible forever into Surf. Don't take Telekinesis. I don't care who's telling you to take that. Clowns.
Eric, what have you been playing in Pokemon Unite?
Oh, I play Venusaur and I fire my laser.
And now you can fire laser more.
I am a dirty Cinderace main.
Ooh, they deleted your
apparently
character. Get that out of here. Be
I
gone.
no, not Cinderace. Sorry, I wanted Cinderace got nerfed. Fuck that. I'm a Talonflame main.
Those are different characters.
You're right. They're both
one's a bird.
I play the one that's a bird because Brave Bird is actually sick. Like it's good damage and it's crazy CC, particularly with setup CC. Like the amount. It's one of the things that I've noticed when playing Unite is like you can chain CC for so damn long with the right team comp setup. It's just that you have to have the damage to finish people off during the CC chain. Like if you catch somebody off their platform, right? That's how you get your scores in. Is you gotta bait somebody off platform and then set up the gank with your CC from your lane and your speedster.
Your speedster.
But
Yeah, you guys gotta get your rank up so we can play ranked.
Brave Bird is sick. I don't play ranked on games. You should know this by now.
I know. Eric is making me sad, boy. I almost kissed.
Eric bothered to play ranked in League of Legends. I don't play ranked in League of Legends either.
Yeah, I might retire from League of Legends. I don't know yet.
Full-time Pokemon main.
I think so. Man, it's too fun. It's too fun.
It feels really good, and the little Pokemon Unite note is 10-minute game times feel so good.
Yeah, for us old men.
Look, when you have a child that demands your attention a large portion of the time, being able to commit to I'll be done in exactly 10 minutes is a really good place to be for a lot of things.
Yes.
As opposed to League of Legends, where it might go 70. You can't prove that it won't. You have a Jinx in your team.
Anything could happen.
I've played some stupid games. That's why these days I just play top laners and run it down for most of the lane phase and then split push to the end. So it's gonna end at some point.
I was looking through my photos on social media from a while back, and I found this screenshot of an end game cap that was a 75-minute Viger game that I played.
That could happen when you queue up for a normal game of League. You could just be there for an hour and a half. And I don't got time for that anymore. Anyway, Pokemon Unite's good. It's fun. You should play it. Give it a try. It's literally free. It'll be out on mobile later this year. It's out on Switch right now.
Do you think we're getting some kind of kickback, my guy? Like,
I want people to play game with.
Play games.
Come play game.
Game.
Play sports.
Sports.
Go fight, win. All right, it's been reaction time. We'll be back in a week or two. We're going to talk lots of playoffs when we're back. Whether it's LEC, LCS, because the LCS will be through a round or two by the time we get started again, and we might have some teams eliminated from Worlds Beyond, LOL CLG, LOL FlyQuest. I shed very few tears, except for Broxa. I'm sad for Broxa. That's it.
He made his bed.
He did make his bed and get paid in it.
Yep.
But we'll have a lot more to talk about next time in terms of that. We might have playoff brackets in the LPL and the LCK, and we might start to have an idea who's coming to Worlds, baby. Because it's coming up. It's August. After August comes September, and after September comes Worlds.
Oh man, are we coming up on the year anniversary of reaction time? I think so.
Yeah. It's gonna happen. We did the whole thing, and it's because I bullied Steven into showing up for this episode.
It's exactly that. This was the threshold. This is the make or break.
This is the survival point. All right, this has been reaction time. We'll see you in a while. Peace.